Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see if this one comes up a treat. It looks a bit bland. We'll see if we can make it look good. There's probably not much that'll look good. We'll see how we go. What colour are we going to make this? Going with yellow. See how we go. Whoops! Oh, that stupid user interface. I really hate it. This stupid Konica Minolta shit. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can make this interesting, look good. Oh, the one smart piano that can teach you to play. But the thing I hate about today's technology, I mean, you need an iPhone and an iPad for this, which is quite stupid if you don't have one. And basically, again, it's about, I always question, is the equipment being shown, is it repairable? If it breaks down, can it be fixed? Or is it just going to be confined to the scrap pile? You know, it'll probably end up in landfill. I mean, we don't want it in landfill. We're hoping we can recycle most of the components here, but I don't know. I always think about whether something is serviceable or not, and then I think, well, if it's not serviceable, I'm not going to fucking buy it. It's bullshit. It's throwaway. We live in a throwaway world, and it's just getting really bad. And these photocopiers will only be serviceable for 5 years. That's Konica Minolta's rubbish. So we're living in a world where everything's disposable. That the enjoyment of a product is limited because it's considered it's going to be tossed away because it won't work anymore. And then we have to buy more things. I had to buy this fucking photocopier because my old C353 was no longer serviceable. Surprise, surprise, Konica Minolta strikes again with cutting off the spare parts availability. And companies that try to do the right thing who have to go through Konica Minolta, the company called Mytronics, who service this machine, well, basically it'll make them red-faced when they had to cut off my service agreement because the parts could no longer be guaranteed. This is not Mytronics' fault. This is Konica Minolta. They're the ones responsible for this bullshit. So Mytronics looked bad because of Konica Minolta. Konica Minolta couldn't give a flying fuck. And the CEO, I know his name, is Shohei Yamana. That's his name. We all got to remember that name, and then we can all stick our fingers up at him on YouTube when we, the toner heads, make demos. So you photocopier enthusiasts who own or use or lease a Konica Minolta, every time you make a video about your machine, give Shohei Yamana, the middle finger. Give him the salute to tell him just how stupid this equipment is. Just show him what you really think about Konica Minolta. This is the message for Shohei, is up yours. So, so show him, show Shohei, get it? Show Shohei what you really think. But some of you might think Konica Minolta is good, and that's understandable because I used to be a fangirl of that shit as well. I used to admire Xerox. Xerox was my favourite company. But now I put my middle finger up at Xerox too. So if you guys who watch this video, if you can just give Shoei Yamana the middle finger, well, that'll send him a message that this is rubbish that he produces, or that he authorises, should I say. Just show Shoei a little bit of stick. Just tell him what you really think. Right? He does have a good command of English, but I know a lot of you people overseas, I don't know if a lot of the toner heads don't seem to have very good English, but that's all right. But anyone who can speak English or understand English, or give Shoei the middle finger, and tell your friends who don't speak proper English to do the same thing. Anyway, let's see what this... Oh, fuck, it's too big. Looks interesting, no? Ha! Right, we're just going to throw that aside. I think maybe 200% was a better size. I'm going to see how we can make this look good. We're just going to kill that off. Close it. And we're just going to make it 200. But yeah, we've got to show Shoei what we really think of his fucking company and his fucking equipment. So now it's doing the usual shit. Stabilising image. Please wait. Konica. Silly company. Okay, let's see how we go. Okay, that's interesting. That looks good. That's pretty much I think what I wanted. Now I'm just wondering where the centre of it is. Actually, I don't like the colour of it. I'm thinking we might have to improve on it a bit. So we're just going to go here, and we're just going to... And I'm wondering... We're going to take this off. We're going to leave it. Right, we're going here. I think the red is up too high. We're just going to get rid of it. The hue... Maybe we'll put it in the middle. What else will we do to this? Let's see how we go. Yeah, I guess my fangirl attitude towards companies in the photocopier industry has just worn out over the past 6 years since I woke up to myself about the industry, but that looks really good. You can see that's a lot more... The colours are a lot more variegated. That looks like it's too flat and red, too fucking monochromatic. So I'm wondering where the centre of this job is going to be. But yeah, we just got to show the copier industry just how bad they are. They're not good for the environment. You know, I don't see them... I can't imagine them taking the difficulty and the expense of pulling apart photocopy machines that have been decommissioned and recycling all the plastics and the metals and all that shit. I just can't imagine that they would foot the cost. There's a lot of pollution and greed out here. Apparently only as of 2015, I read this article was dated, I think it was May 2015, that only 10% of e-waste gets recycled. So it doesn't surprise me that maybe the photocopier industry is hiding a deep, dark little secret that they'd rather save money because people do crazy things in the name of money. You just have to listen to advertisements on the radio or on the TV that are like a huge rant. They're like a form of tub thumping, but it's not tub thumping in a protest or a human rights or a socialist sense. This is not left-wing tub thumping as we know it in the form of protests and shit like that. We're talking about tub thumping that is to do with yelling on the radio or yelling on the TV just how good the product is and how cheap it is. You can save this, you get that, you need this, you need that, and it really sounds terrible. So the love of money is like a form of insanity. It is. It's madness. Even a person who's got a mental illness is less mentally ill than someone who is in love with money, because they do crazy things. They may not be considered sick or psychiatrically unstable. I'm not having a go at you guys who have been diagnosed. You get treated like shit. There's a lot of stigma about mental illness, but there's no stigma about the illness of greed. Greed is an illness that should be stigmatized. Illnesses like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, all those mental illnesses, there should be no stigma. Let me tell you straight, folks. There should not be a stigma attached to these illnesses, but there is. They get treated like shit. It's considered shameful, but yet it's not shameful for people to be obsessed and mentally ill about money, to love money. But loving money, people with mental illness are usually innocent. But people who love money, they're evil. They're horrible people, and they do crazy things like make our planet hot by burning making more CO2, and basically, in their factories, and of course, a lot of the factories around the world are fueled by coal still. So it's craziness that our temperatures are rising, and these fucking rich pigs cannot fucking see that this is going to this could send the human race into extinction along with the rest of life as we know it. So I'm telling you, folks, this is the true madness, the love of money. The love of money is something that should be treated with shame. So there you go. There's my 2 cents, folks.